that your work sort of is bringing pings of joy out into the universe. Can you sort of talk about that a little bit more and about this piece in particular?
Absolutely. The world is a big place. As an illustrator, I am just compelled to create. If I'm not making stuff, I'm sad. And you hope that there's an audience, but you never really know. So I compare it to sonar on a submarine, where you're sending pings out and not sure about what you're going to discover. For this piece in particular, I want to remind people as we're climbing out of this COVID fog, reconnecting maybe somewhat awkwardly or trying to remember how, which can be overwhelming, frankly, that it can be simple. It can just be a simple hey.
Yeah, and this is a great sort of way to do that. It's not just, so digitally is an option, you know, like what we're doing right now, but this is like another alternative way for people to come out and be able to see it. Can you maybe talk about your process, how you came to this sort of visual, and you know, everything from ideas to the execution of it?
Sure, yeah, good question. Let's see, so this piece itself, it's divided into 3 panels, and that had to take some measuring and configuring. I was also up against the weather here in the South. Sun can just be brutal on artwork. So I contacted Speedy Signs, a local vendor that I've worked with a lot, and described to them what I was making, and they're great at recommending materials, and they suggested this, what's called PVC. It's really thin plastic, and they print directly on that. It's really lightweight, so that worked out great for these panels. And so I thought I could do one big image that, working through my idea process, I could do one big image, or I could do 3 separate images, and I hadn't worked at this scale before on personal work, and so I went big. And hey y'all it's a term I use a lot. It's a great gender neutral term where you're just like, hey y'all, captures everything, everybody, and it's friendly. And I'm from the South, and I really love it here, and it means a lot to me to use this colloquial term. So I worked that into this piece, and I just love florals and bright colors, and I thought about Josh and Whitney, who own the property that this piece is on, and they have a dog, and put all those elements together to create the piece.
Yes, yeah, it came out absolutely beautiful.
Thanks, yeah.
The colors are so vibrant, there's like a glossy sheen to it. And yeah, you totally considered like all of the space. And it has like your signature style too, you know, if you look at some of your other work. So
thank you.
Maybe you could expand on how you develop your style as an illustrator, and like being consistent, but also taking on different commissions.
Absolutely, another great question. Let's see, style. So style has taken just years, and style is something personally I didn't find by tailoring it. I found it by just making tons of work, tons of awful work, sprinkled with some winners in between, and eventually it turned out to just be what people call my style. Even now I'm like, do I have that? And I think I do. As an illustrator, I think that's a common question to ask yourself, like, is this my style? So I try actually not to worry about that too much, or think about style. I think about the piece and what flashes in my brain, and then I dump it out onto the substrate. And that's just come from, like I said, years of trying different things, looking at artwork that's been done historically, like art history, and I was fortunate to learn a lot about that, and so you can pull from that and figure out like, what do I like, and then experimenting with different mediums. So I think a lot of that guided me to the style that I have now. In terms of consistency, I think working with clients, they come to you because they like your vibe, and they want that vibe, and they're paying, so I think they do want a degree of expectation met. And in the commercial realm, I think that totally makes sense. For personal work, I just do whatever makes me feel good. Like this piece, it was just like, hey y'all, colorful flowers, boom boom. No major overthought about it, just kind of jumped in. In terms of versatility, and there are different schools of thought on this, but I've personally found by being versatile, I've been able to get more work and more income streams. So coming from a graphic design background, I still exercise that. And then now I have the illustration background. So if you can do it well, I've found the multiple hands in many pots and wearing many hats has helped me through thick and thin times. If illustration's a thin time, then I'm doing graphic design. And if there's a low time in graphic design, I'm like filling those holes with illustration.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like not overthinking the question of style, but absorbing things and then putting them out in a way that makes sense to you.
Yeah, Sam, that's a great summary. Exactly.
So what would you like people to get out of this installation? What are some of the responses you've heard so far?
Let's see. I've heard bright colors, and I think it makes people happy, which in this case really resonates with me because that's what I like, exuding, happiness. And with soap, the world is a heavy place too right now. So if you can just get like that second of like, oh my God, that's cute. Oh, I have to go pay the phone bill. That's, that means a lot. Like I mentioned before, we are kind of climbing out of this weird COVID thing, I hope, at least in this part of the world. And we're connecting, and how do you hug someone? How do you say hi now? Like what works, what doesn't? Honestly, it's overwhelming. And when I started making this, I'm still thinking a lot about that. But you can break things down in life and even just communication and connection in general. And it can just start with like a simple hey, just a little hello. That's all we need to do, and we're gonna all build from there. It's gonna be great.
It's great. It's amazing. Yeah, if you'd like to bring that home with you, this illustration is available as a poster for sale on our website, sulfurstudios.org. You can also check it out here at the Art Box through May 22nd.
No, through the end. We're going to the end of the month.
Oh, great. Excited at the end of the month. Even better. So if anyone out there has any questions, we can open it up now. Thank you so much, Kay.
Thanks, Sam.
There's a lot of people on there, but I don't see any questions right now. But I do want to say that I was here checking on the box the other day, and this woman came up and she said, I really like this one. I like that sheet. I wasn't sure.
You, anonymous
it
lady.
was very nice. It was very sweet.
That's encouraging. Yeah, I had one lady post on Instagram. It was just the cutest thing. It was a video of the piece, and she then did like a ride by through the through the frame, and it just like was the best. So it's been really fun. I love the context too. This is my first drive-through art box piece, and I love that you have people. We're at Green Truck Pub, and you have people coming up and grabbing their food and going. But it's so fun to think that like audience that maybe weren't looking to look at art are popping in and like able to experience this moment. So that's been a really fun aspect of this too. Or people are just walking by, or then my husband will go on a run in the morning and he's like, I ran by the art box, and that's like a fun little sprinkle into the day too.
Yeah, it's like a really unique type of space to display in because it's designed to work with like that fly-by way of like in a museum or a gallery. It's like, how do you deal with like the fact that people only stand in front of things for a few seconds? But here it's like you could just drive by it and experience it and have some art in your day.
Yeah, that's a great point. The sad attention span that we all have right now, it accommodates that, whether that's good or bad, but either way, it's accommodated.
Well, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Kay, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. Thanks, John. It's been super fun. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for watching this episode of Sulfur Artist Talks. Sulfur Studios is a project of Arts Southeast, a nonprofit whose mission is to make Savannah a destination for art and culture in the Southeast by supporting established and emerging artists, engaging a diverse community with creative programming, and developing awareness and appreciation of the arts. This content is made possible by viewers like you. If you'd like to support our mission, please visit us at www.sulfurstudios.org to learn more. You can also reach out to us via email at info@sulfurstudios.org. On behalf of Sulfur Studios, I wish you well and hope to see you next time. Thank you.